Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Melissa, Ancient Wisdom, Modern Healing Wayfinder. And today I'm so excited to invite each of you to and honoring each of you for taking a few minutes to go on this self-love journey with me. And just so you know, not only am I going to take these few minutes to kind of inspire and get you thinking about the seeds that you want to plant. It is almost spring equinox, so it's a beautiful time for that. And also we are offering at the end of this a self-love checklist, just something you can take with you. And as a reminder, because putting those things in our environment matters. And finally, come over, sign up, and I am going to have a guided imagery session that's going to be based on really falling in and honoring and learning more on the journey of self-love. So join us for that. So let's get started. So I want to talk to you today about different techniques or different ways that really allow us to come into self-love. Why is self-love so important? And I wanted to do this a little different than the traditional, love yourself things. Self-love is important. Everything I know about being a spiritual teacher, being an integrative therapist, PhD in mind body medicine, what I know to be true is that for us to really love the people that we're with, really fully love others, we have to go on that journey of loving ourselves. And for many of us, especially people that are highly sensitive or tend more to give away all of themselves, it can be difficult to do that. And so there's these practices that can help us really kind of dive in the internal world and explore this. And these practices, the first one we're going to begin with today is talking about mindfulness. Mindfulness practices are about coming into the moment, being present. We're going to talk about breath work and meditation in a minute, but mindfulness is that space of when we become present in this moment. We're not going into the future, which is our anxiety and worry. We're not going into the past of things we can't change. But how do we take this monkey mind of ours that wants to keep us forward or behind and really bring us into the moment? That is through mindfulness practices. Mindfulness practices can begin with just breath work and breathing in and just taking a moment to connect. The next thing that leads into is meditation. Meditation then is not only coming in it's coming into that present moment, like with mindfulness, but meditation is becoming aware of your inner self. That's that process of getting quiet and diving into how am I feeling? Where am I at? And it takes practice, okay? It's not something you're going to sit down one time and start doing as a meditation practice. Over time, it's learning how to get into that space. Everybody's different. If you start that practice and you struggle with it, you have to give it time. Again, there are meditation apps. Walking meditation is one of my favorite because it incorporates mindfulness, meditation, nature therapy, and breath work, which we're getting to those. But it can incorporate all of that through that meditation practice. So the next thing I want to talk about is the breath. Many of us breathe anxiety. We're just like, we live in a very fast-paced society and we live, go, 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 go. We don't really stop. Sometimes there's many reasons people don't want to stop. But that breath work is just even just stopping and taking a moment and breathing in, expanding the belly, and breathing out allows us just that moment to allow the shoulders to kind of fall down and helps so much with that practice of mindfulness and meditation, of just connecting into the breath. The breath is our life force. It's incredibly simple and incredibly powerful. Just starting to breathe and notice your breath can really begin you on the journey of self-love. And you might go, really? Yes, really, really, it does. So the next thing that we have is nature therapy. So I talked to you a little bit about the nature therapy. With nature therapy, we begin the path of really allowing ourselves is to connect in with all that is. So this is where my heart is, okay, is being in nature. Ever since I was a little girl, I would go to nature just spontaneously for healing. I have this extra, or I don't know, I think all of us have the capacity, but I definitely have that connection of when I get out there, it just allows you, especially in places where you can just see green, but it can be adding plants and things like that in your life that just allow you to be in the moment. Again, you can incorporate the breath and mindfulness into a walking meditation of where you're just feeling your feet touch the earth. And every time your mind goes off to what you have to do or what's going on or the stresses, you bring yourself back into this moment. Nature has this beautiful way of doing that when we step out and we see the trees and the animals and the beauty of the earth. I mean, how lucky are we to have that connection? So um it's a way that as we connect with nature, again, it can allow us into that deep dive, that more inner dive into what's showing up for us and how do we journey on this path of self-love. um as we move out of the more mindfulness meditation practices, one of the biggest practices that I believe is important for self-love for ourselves and for others in our lives is boundaries. Boundaries are about, it's not about other people doing what we think they should, or, we got to do this. Boundaries are about us. They're about becoming aware of our voice, honoring our needs. And again, through those first practices, it allows us to start becoming aware of what those are. Boundaries require us to make shifts and changes because many times we have set up things in such a way that they're not honoring to us. This can be really challenging, guys. Like a lot of the work that I do is around this. It's exploring like how people are feeling and what they're going through, but it's also about how do I create these changes? And usually when we create changes, it's not like a thing where we decide to make changes and everybody's like, yes, let's go. No, that is not how it's going to work. So boundaries are a big, big deal. And learning how to navigate those. And then finally, what I would offer you today is commitment. If you want to make changes, it's that commitment. They've done studies with our neurology and how we grow in ways of consistency with habits. It really is commitment to making a dedicated effort to practice these types of practices, such as mindfulness, meditation, nature therapy, having people on our path that can lead and guide us into that path of self-love. But it's that commitment to ourselves. And um, I feel like for a lot of people, it's like, yeah, I wanna work on this, but how do I want to commit? And that really is taking a moment and saying, where do I want to be in 6 months or next year from now? And am I willing to put the work in to do that? And that's an individual thing. So if you incorporate these practices today, that, any one of these practices would be beautiful to incorporate. It will allow you to nurture a deeper sense of love and compassion for yourself and for others. That's what I want to keep saying to you. Like that's a big deal. Um, so as you move forward with this, join us. We're going to have a lot of things changing in the Willow Tree and Me this year. We're launching a new website and we've got a lot of things going on. So join us on Facebook under Dr. Melisa and the Willow Tree and Me. You can sign up on our sign up list, come over, get our guided imagery. There will be a checklist after this, and feel free if you want to ask any questions, go over to the Dr. Melisa at the Willow Tree and Me. I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok. Ask questions. I would be more than happy to answer any questions that you guys have. Okay, so I want to take a minute here at the end of this video. I just want you to take a moment and breathe in. You can even close your eyes And just take a breath in. And as you breathe in, feel your belly expanding. And as you exhale, release the belly to the spine. Inhale and expand. Exhale and release. And then taking a moment to take one action or one word with you today as you leave this video. All right. Thank you. Namaste. I look forward to seeing you guys. All right.